Hi, this is Heather from the Zen Zone, and we are going to do a Pilates workout today on the Reformer. So if you join me, we're going to start out with 2 red springs, which is the heavier springs. Get this set up for your height, and we'll lay down on the Reformer, head in the headrest area, feet about hip width apart. Start out with just exhale, straighten those legs, inhale, bend, warming up our quads, our buns, getting some blood flow here. Technically, remember, you're supposed to exhale like you're blowing out a candle. On the hard part where you push away, inhale through the nose. And we'll start warming up each individual leg. So kind of like you're marching, exhale, bring that knee back to the chest. And then when we inhale, put that foot back on the bar and switch sides. So exhale, inhale. Making sure there's no freeloaders. Both sides are working equally. There's not one side working harder than the other. Let's do 4 more. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Push back all the way. Let's lift up the heels. Bend your knees, come back to the bar. Flex your feet as you straighten your legs. So heels go under the bar. Lift up the heels, bend the knees, come back to the bar. Flex your feet, straighten, lift. Just working our ankles and our calves here. If you get this a little confused, it's okay, just keep moving. Coming back, really flex, get a nice calf stretch, lift the heels up, keep them lifted, come back to the bar. Exhale, inhale. 1 more time like that, just warming up the calves and the ankles. And we will push back on the bar. Take your heels so that they are wide on your bar. Knees and toes angle out. So it's like you're doing a plie, but we're laying down. We're going to come back towards the bar, then exhale. Push away from the bar, inhale, come back towards it. Exhale, inhale. While we're doing this, just keep a nice neutral back there. We're going to turn our plies into 90s dance moves. So as we go out, our knees and toes are going to face out, and then when we come in, we're going to spin on our heels. Your knees and toes face in. So out, out, in. It's also going to work your brain here. Out, out, in, which is good when we start warming up. You want to make sure that your brain is also warming up. So out, out, in. And you're going to feel this right here in your hip socket, warming things up where that thigh comes into the hip socket joint. Exhale, inhale, 1 more, out, out, in. We'll come back to the center. We'll keep the 2 reds on here. Put your feet about hip width apart. Push back. Let's start with some leg circles. So the right strap is going to come off and go on the right foot, and the left strap is going to come off and go on the left foot. So we got both feet in the straps, low back press down into the carriage. Let's just see how we're feeling here. Exhale, pull that down. Inhale, come up, keeping the tailbone in contact with the mat. And you're bringing your legs far enough down that you can still keep that low back in contact. If you bring them so far down and you pop that low back off of there, don't go quite that low. So we'll exhale, inhale. All right, 1 more time. Exhale. Inhale, stop right here with those legs over the hips, out to a V and in. We'll just kind of warm that up. Out to the V and in as far as your legs can go comfortably. Stretching out the inner thighs a little bit there, working the inner thighs. And then we'll start to make circles. So we go out to a V, bring them down and in, and legs are together, you come up. Out to a V, down and in, legs together, come up. When you go out and pull down, that's when you're exhaling. That's the hardest part of the move. Inhale up. And I will take you just breathing. You want to just make sure you breathe. That's good. Don't hold your breath. Our body's like oxygen. Exhale down, inhale up. Exhale down, inhale up. And if you know me at all, we're going to do ishes. I'm not counting for you, so we're doing 10-ish. Or if you're going a little faster, a little slower, maybe you're not quite doing 10-ish. 1 more time. And then we're going to reverse direction. So legs together, bring your legs down, open them out, bring them around and in, and then back up over those hips. Take them down, out, around, and in, and up. Again, keeping that tailbone pressed down to the carriage. Pull the belly button into that spine so you're engaging your abs. Exhale down, inhale out, around and in. Exhale down, inhale out, around and in. So when we're pulling down here, you're going to feel your hamstrings and your buns. Get that inner thigh stretch as we come around, and then work the inner thighs to pull those legs back in. Exhale, inhale. Let's do about 3 more. 3. Exhale down, 2. 1 more. All right, come back here. Let your feet come together. Let your tailbone lift off the carriage just a little bit. Just stretch the low back there. You let your hands rest on your legs. Tailbones come back down. Let your legs come out to a V. Stretch your inner thighs. If you want to, you can rock a little side to side because that feels good. All right, then come back here. We're going to slide 1 foot out at a time, carefully relaxing. This brings back down big loops. Still keep the 2 reds on there. We're going to lift the feet off the carriage. Press your low back down though. So we're engaging our abdominals even though we're not specifically working them. Knees over the hips, ankles in line with the knees. We're going to pull these straps right down beside us. Exhale, inhale. Good. And you want to keep the tension. So you don't want to hear this ever. You always stop it right there above the shoulders. Keep the tension in the springs. Exhale, inhale. Again, like you're blowing out a candle, and then inhale through the nose. All right, we're going to stop right here. I'm really going to turn your brain on today. So one arm is going out to the side in a T. At the same time, the other one goes straight up. So I call this an L. Bring it back to the center and switch. One arm out, one arm up. Pull it back in. Inhale out. Exhale back in. Again, pressing that low back down. If your low back's getting tired, bring your knees towards your chest. That's not as hard on your abdominals. If you want to make it more challenging for your abs, you can bring your knees away from your chest. Up to you, but keeping the legs together. Exhale in. Inhale out. This is so fun. We're going to go one more time on each side. Out and in. Out and in, come right here. Keep the top of your arms stuck in the carriage. Elbow stays down. Bend your elbows. Straighten your elbows for some triceps. Tricep press down. If you want to add some abs in here, as your elbows straighten out, your legs straighten out. Everything bends. Everything straightens. And you can just straighten your legs straight up. That's not quite as bad on the abs. Or you can start to angle them towards the wall. The lower your legs go, the harder it is on your abs. So you can choose where you want to put those legs, or you can just keep them bent. Exhale, inhale. Let's do one more. Hold the arms and legs here. Straighten them out if you didn't, and then a little flutter, 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 flutter. It's fun. Breathe, 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 breathe. Moving from the hips. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Relax the feet down. Relax the straps. Drop your knees side to side. Feels good on the low back. And we will put these straps right here on the shoulder blocks and then make your way up to a seated position. How we feeling? Good, all right. Okay, we're gonna move on to some leg stuff here, some more leg stuff. So let's go to, actually let's just keep it at the 2 reds. And let's add a blue for fun. So 2 reds, 1 blue. A little heavier, we're gonna go for what I call the OG, the original scooter. So this right leg, if you're on the right side of the reformer, is going to go halfway between the front and back of this carriage. So right up here, ankle right alongside, left foot on the shoulder block. Hands here, keeping everything nice and flat. We're not doing any kind of weird twisting with our hips, strong abdominals. Just push back, exhale, inhale. This leg is not moving, so it can be a little soft. You don't want to really lock it, but it's not moving. It's all this left leg is doing the pressing here. Working your quads, working your buns, keeping the shoulders down away from the ears. Exhale, inhale. It's so fun. Let's do one more time like that. And then we're going to step over the machine. Other side again, left leg. The outside leg is halfway between the front and back of this carriage. Right foot here on the shoulder block, hands over here. Watch, keep your chest open, shoulders down. Back is nice and flat. Exhale, push that inside leg Inhale, bring it forward. This leg doesn't do anything, it just stays there. Nothing too crazy. Try to keep that tension out of the neck because we can hold a lot of tension in our neck. So you want to just have a nice neutral spine from the tailbone to the top of the head. Exhale, inhale again, quads and buns. Let's do 3 more again. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Good, stand up, shake it out a little bit. If you want to grab some water, you can. Let's take off the red spring. This is going to be super fun. Okay, so we have 1 red, 1 blue, so the heavy and the medium spring. We're going to do some Pilates burpees. So standing on the middle of this carriage, we're going to have our hands right here. First thing we do is start out in a squat. So you're going to bend your weights back on your heels. Hold this. I like to think of the skier that's going to go jump off the hill and do some crazy flying in the air. So we're here. You're going to lift your heels up to push back to a plank, then come back to the squat. Exhale, push back to the plank. Inhale, back to the squat. So there are options you can do here if you want. Always remember that when you come back to that squat. See how my hips? They're not lifting up at all. They're staying down in line with everything. Now you could push back to the plank, come to the squat. That's a Pilates burpees. Lift your arms up, put them back down. Exhale, plank, inhale, forward. Lift your arms up, put them back down. When I lift my arms up, I'm not lifting my hips. They stay down, low in that chair. You can also, to really burn your quads, bring your legs forward and don't drop your heels. Just keep your heels up the whole time. It's going to burn, burn, burn. Exhale, inhale. Woohoo! One more time. Feeling it in the quads. All right, drop the heels. Shake it out a little bit. Maybe put some weight back on your heels. Hold onto that bar so you don't go flying. Maybe a little lean one way than the other. Really stretch through that back and shoulders. We're going to come down to our knees. We still have the 1 red and 1 blue. You having fun yet? All right, feet are up against the shoulder blocks. Hands are nice and wide. So we're going to do some push-ups. We're going to start out with kind of a modified version. So right here, I'm not moving anything from my shoulders. I'm just pushing back from my lower half. Exhale, inhale. This is not moving. Sometimes people will do this. You don't want to do that. This just stays here. We're right here. We're also think about wearing some kind of really strong brace or girdle. When you push back, you want to keep your abs strong. Sometimes, this is another mistake I'll see. I'm exaggerating, but people do this. No, you want to keep the abs engaged, push back, squeeze the bunch. We never let go of the abs here, okay? Exhale, inhale. Let's take it back here to our modified plank. So wider hands is going to be easier, narrower is going to be harder. I got all my digits facing the same direction here. Squeeze the buns, engage those abdominals. We're going to drop our chest hips down and up. We're going to try really hard not to move the carriage, okay? That means you got to keep your core engaged. Exhale up, inhale down. We're aiming for 10 of these. I'll take any number up to 10. A few more if you want to throw a few more in. Let's do one more. All right, bring that in. Bring your feet between the shoulder blocks, sit back. Rest your hips on your heels, let your arms hang out here. Stretch into your shoulders and stretch that back. We're gonna add a red, take off a blue. So we have 2 reds now. Stand up in what I call Barbie doll, We're gonna do Barbie doll feet. We're gonna have the balls of the feet here, heels up against those shoulder blocks. We start out in a big pike. We're gonna push down to a plank and then up to the pike. Exhale, down to the plank, up to the pike. Good. Again, we got 2 reds, okay? Trying to push that body straight out if we can into that plank. Bring it back to the pike. You see how my shoulders are still not moving, okay? The upper body's supporting me. It's not moving, it's supporting. Exhale out, inhale in. Now this is where it gets super fun because you can push out to this plank and just hold it. If that's, where you are today, hold it here. Or you can try to drop down and throw some push-ups in here. Exhale as you push away. Inhale as you come towards the bar. Super fun. Let's try 3 more. Woohoo. All right. That was 10. Feet come in, the center of that thing, hold on to the bar. Lean back, stretching through the spine. Yay, the fun. Yay, verily. Okay, we're gonna step off of there. Let's keep it at 2 reds. Turn around. We're gonna kneel, put our thighs right up against our shoulder blocks. Hands come on the metal frame, okay? Think long spine. Knees are to the hips, wrists are to the shoulders, so right here. Now, we're not pulling with our arms. Instead, you're gonna use your abdominals, and I think tuck jump, okay? You're gonna pull the knees in, and then land your tuck. You can have your toes down or tucked under. Pull the knees in, land the tuck. Pull the knees in. That's gonna work your abdominals. This is something I see a lot of. I can't even do it. So they're trying to pull with your arms. Don't do that. Wrist under the shoulder. Use your abdominals, kind of like a scared cat, round your back. Exhale, inhale. And you also, another trick here is to keep the tension in the spring. So you don't hear this? Nope. We're going to keep the tension right here. Make it hard for those abdominals. Or fun. Make it fun for the abdominals. All right. We'll come back here. Obliques. So we're just using one side. Pick a leg, any leg. Hold it out. Okay? Strong abdominals. We're going to use, in this case, my right knee is still down. We're going to use the right side oblique. Pull that knee in and out. Now this is harder because you're doing one side. So if you need to go from 2 reds to a red and 1 blue, you can do that. You can drop that down a little bit. Exhale in, inhale, back. One more for fun. Remember, try to keep that leg straight out from the hip. Rest it down. If you need a break from your wrist or your shoulders, sit back here. Come back into all fours. Again, knees right up against the shoulder blocks, wrists under the shoulders. Opposite leg lifts. We're going to try to lift it straight out, but even if it's just up in the air, I'll take it. This bar's here, that's good. It's going to be annoying, but it's going to make you hold your leg up. So right here, exhale, inhale. Again, my upper body's supporting me. I'm not pulling it all with my upper body. I'm using my lower half, my obliques to pull that in. 5 more. Relax the shoulders, away from the ears. 1 more. Okay, and that was fun. Bring that in, sit back, shake it out. How fun was that? All right, let's keep it on 2 reds to make things easier. Now you can be here on your knees. You can sit crisscross. You can sit like this, whatever works best for you. I'm just gonna go on my knees. We're gonna take these loops off of here, okay? Cross them. Grab up above the loops on the actual rope. Pull the shoulders back over your hips. And then we're just doing like a wide row. Kind of a high wide row. Exhale back, inhale forward. So this is working your biceps, your upper back, the back of your shoulders. We're having lots of fun. Exhale, inhale. 1 more with both arms, okay? Then relax. Palms are gonna turn in. It's gonna get harder because again, we're doing no freeloading here. One arm pulls back, twist to that side. Back to the center. Other arm pulls back, twist to that side. So I'm using just one arm, one bicep, the back of one shoulder, that back on one side. We're using our obliques to twist. Exhale, inhale. Good, good, good. Blowing out through those lips like you're blowing out a candle. 1 more on each side for fun. Exhale, inhale. All right, relax, uncross the straps. We're gonna go to just 1 red, so take a red off. You can still stay in that same position. Find a different position if you want. I'm just gonna give my knees a break, so we'll sit here. This time, the whole arm's gonna slide through, up to your elbow, okay? Sit tall. Elbows are pretty much out from the shoulder there. We're gonna pull back, exhale, inhale. So it's just your rhomboid muscles between your upper back. This probably isn't too awful, but it does get worse. Okay. Shoo! Fast sound effects help if you want. We'll take it back here, hold it here, and little pulses. A little bit back, a little bit forward. 9, 8, breathe. Sitting up nice and tall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Relax. Shake it out. Blah, 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 blah. Okay. Put these loops back on there. How are we feeling? Super fun? All right. Let us go to 1 red, 1 yellow. So we're going to add a yellow on there. Still facing the back. We're going to take these loops off. So again, on my reformer, the yellow is the easiest one, red's the hardest one. So 1 hard, 1 easy spring. Grab up. If you've got the option to do 2 loops, grab the little loop here. Knees right together. Scooch up a little bit so you have some space after your buns before the edge of the carriage. Elbows are straight. Look to your chest, your belly button, round out the back, come down, rolling down, and then roll right back up. My elbows do not bend. People get a little scared when they go back here and they want to pull with their arms, but no, it's all your abdominals. So your abdominals are engaging so you don't just lay back down in the springs, okay? Keep the back rounded. Curl back here, hold it about halfway back. Show me some biceps. Biceps are fun too. Exhale, inhale. So after this whole workout, you should have really hit every major muscle group in your body. Okay? Always keeping the core engaged. All right, we're going to do a bicep curl this next time, and then punch it overhead. Come back down, straighten. Bicep curl, punch, down, straighten. I'm still leaning back. My abdominals are still engaged. If this gets to be too much, lose that yellow. Exhale, inhale. Let's throw 3 more in there. 3, 2, and last one. Relax. Sit on up. Let that carriage come back. Put the straps right there. Okay. We're getting close. You guys can do this. I have faith in you. Okay. Let's go for, I'm going to tell you, you can do 1 red. This is where less springs is harder. So 1 heavy spring would be the easier way to do this. A medium spring would make it harder, just 1 medium spring, and a light spring only would make it the hardest. So we're going to do some serpentine now. So we'll stand up. We're going to come to the side of the machine. I just did 1 blue with my reformer today. We've got our body back here by the bar, our feet angled at about 45 degrees. Outside arm comes up on this outside shoulder block. Inside arm, right smack dab in the middle. Flat palms, fingers spread out. Lift up your heels. Push out to that plank and come back. Lift up the heels, pivot on the balls of the feet. Super fun. Out and in. Keeping those abdominals strong, so the less springs you have, the harder it is to just not face plant. So you wanna, if you're feeling like you're gonna face plant, maybe make the springs harder. So you don't do that. No face planting allowed today. All right, let's try maybe 3 more. Out to that plank, and back to the pike. All right, 1 more time. In, we come in. Carefully stand up, walk around, or step over. So from this side, looks like this. Feet are angled at about 45 degrees. Outside arm in this case, I'm on my outside arm's the right arm, left arm here, fingers spread out, palms pressed down, lift up your heels. Out to that plank, back to the pike. My shoulders, they are really pesky. Our shoulders like to come up to our ears. That's why we do all these things right there. Keep them down. Nice long neck. Using that core. Maybe 5 more times here. Strong body. Don't lose those abs. I'm still up on the balls of my feet, pivoting from the balls of my feet. That comes in handy when we start using boxes to lift us off the ground and make it harder. That way you don't push the box back. Last time. All right, and relax. Okay, here's what I really would like to do with you guys. It'll be so much fun, okay? 1 yellow spring. That'll be the easiest way to do this. If you want to make it harder, 1 blue. I've yet to do 1 red, so 1 yellow or 1 blue, a light spring or the medium spring. We're gonna kneel, 1 more abdominal thing, and then I promise we'll do some stretching. Toes tucked under, okay? You're gonna put your hands on that metal bar of your reformer, but way out in front, because what you're gonna do is lift your knees up and then shift your shoulders over those wrists. So you're in a plank right here, right? And you're gonna use your lower half to pull that in. This is fun, this is so fun, all right? If you need to put your knees down at any time, you're like, ugh, all I got was like a half of one, that's okay. This is hard, this is a challenge. Chest is open. Exhale, inhale. Woohoo! Let's try 2 more. 2. And our last one. Relax, relax your knees. Oof. Sit back. Sit back and knees. Alrighty, let's turn. So we really did some abdominals, upper body, lower body. We hit a lot of stuff. How much time do I have? Oh, okay, all right, that's good. So we're gonna do one more thing before we stretch, okay? We're gonna take this bar down. So on my reformer, I can just pinch it and put it out there. You might have to take yours off and physically remove it. We're going for 1 red and 1 blue. Because we haven't really done anything specifically to target our outer hip and outer thigh. So we're gonna start here. Remember, this part of the carriage does not move. We're gonna stand here. This foot on the carriage, if it's right at the edge, it's harder. So if it's too hard, move your foot. Otherwise, we're gonna start right here. Hips tucked under, chest opened up. Equally press with both legs, which means if you do that, these hips have to move away from that platform, okay? If I'm just pushing with one leg, my hips stay there. But I wanna push away with both legs. Hips are tucked under. Pull that belly button in. This is what happens too when people get tired. They stick their butt out. I know all the ways to cheat, so don't do that. Keep the hips tucked under. Push it. You're gonna feel right here in your gluteus medius, right here. Exhale, inhale. 2 more. Sound effects and faces help. All right. Carefully come back. You can step off. If you're comfortable, you can spin on here. Remember, this isn't gonna move, but spin here. Not on the movable part. Foot right against the edge unless it's too much, then bring it in. Hips tucked under. Exhale, inhale. So everything's tucked here, chest is open. We're working right here. The second side's always worse because you already pushed with both sides, okay? Don't let those hips pop out. Keep them tucked under. 5 more. 5. 4. Woohoo! Breathe. 1 more time. All right, bring it back, step off of there, smack your hips around a little bit. All right, we're gonna do some stretching now to finish out. So I want you to just have 1 yellow spring, just so the carriage doesn't go anywhere. We're gonna be standing to the, either the left or right, wherever you are now, of the carriage. Outside leg up by the bar, inside knee rest. Shoulders up, I'm on my fingertips. We're gonna slide your inside leg back. So you get a nice hip flexor quad stretch there. If you want for a deeper stretch, pull that inside arm up and reach it back. That's also super fun. Really, I actually love that. A good stretch for your, again, that hip, front of the hip, the quad. We'll bring that hand down. You can stay here in a lunge and you can straighten out your front leg, which makes it crazy like a little split. Or if you're not feeling that crazy, bring this leg in, straighten out your front leg and lean. So again, we're still stretching this hamstring. This knee is straight. You made it to the stretch time. Woo-hoo. Okay, so we're gonna bring that in, switch sides again. Outside leg is up by the bar, inside knee rest. Fingertips here, slide back, chest is up, shoulders are relaxed. Bring the inside arm up if you want, up and back. It's gonna stretch that hip flexor into that quadricep muscle. Breathing. Drop that hand down. Again, you can stay in the lunge and straighten out your front leg and do a little split ski. Move here, or bring that front knee in, straighten out your front leg and lean. So you're getting a nice hamstring stretch. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. Bring it in, out of red spring. We're gonna be a mermaid for just a little bit. So we're gonna sit sideways, side saddle, knees bent. Here's your tail going back on the headrest. This arm by the bar is straight, and we're gonna push our shoulder down, so we're not doing this kind of thing. So this is nice and locked in. Outside arm comes around and over, palm on the bar, looking down to your spring. So you get a nice stretch through your back, through your sides. Arms stay relatively straight. We're gonna lift our chest up and bring your hip back towards that bar and then push it out. This is just to stretch, so there's no hurry here. In fact, I would encourage you to just take this slowly Really get a nice stretch through the sides. Again, we got one red, one yellow. Okay, one more time out. And then we'll bring everything back in. Again, nice stretch on your sides here. Take your mermaid tail, flip it around. Okay. So we flipped ourselves, feet are on the headrest again. This arm is here. Straighten it out, push your shoulder, lock it down away from your ears. Outside arm's here. We're going to bring it up and around. So we've got both hands on the bar looking down to the springs. Arms stay straight. Bring your chest in towards the bar. And then push your hips back out. Bring the chest up and the hips in. And then push it back out again. Take your time. Inhale here, then exhale out. I really like this stretch. I could do this for about 5 hours. But I won't. Not today. All right, one last time. Bring it in. Bring those feet around. Let's hook up every single spring today. And we will just do some seated stretching. So, turn and face you guys. We're going to sit right at the edge of the reformer. Take one ankle, cross it over your knee. Now, I'm on a low reformer. When you're on a low reformer, this is a bigger stretch. So if it's too much, take that leg out a little bit. Your knee will drop. Otherwise, we're here. Relax the shoulders away from the ears. If you want to, you can lean in. If this is enough stretch without leaning in, you don't have to lean in. It's going to stretch right here around your outer hip and outer thigh. Breathe. And then we'll come up, switch. Take this leg, ankle over the knee. That knee is falling out if you're, talking to your knee like it's a phone. Try to drop it. Maybe scoot this leg out a little bit. Sit up nice and tall. Lean in if you want. Really feel this in the outer thigh and the outer part of that hip. And then we'll sit up when you're ready. Sit nice and comfortable. On the side of the reformer, bring one arm across and pull it in. Stretch out your upper back. You can even bring this ear away from the shoulder. Sit up tall, pat yourself on the back with this hand. Tricep stretch. And then we'll come here, bring that arm across, pull it in. Good stretch for your upper back, back of the shoulder. Take this arm, pat yourself on the back. Good job, self. Bring the elbow in. Nice tricep stretch again. And release when you're ready. Take these hands and release the fingers behind you if you can. Open up that chest. And lift those hands away from the back. Breathing. And look up and down. Release when you're ready. Shoulder rolls. Maybe the ears or the head rolls one way, then the other. Things are cracking and snapping, perhaps. A couple shoulder rolls. Take a big inhale up. Palms press together. Exhale, drop the hands over heart center. And this is where we end. We'll say namaste. Till next time. Thanks for watching. Have fun.